Yeah, big time, big time. All right. Let's see. Oh, here. Oh, IO Productions. I think this is a good thing that we can kind of talk about.
Hmm.
Looking forward to this Vince Netflix after that trailer. Did you see the trailer?
I did not actually see the
Yeah, I
trailer.
watched the trailer. It looks like it's going to be very well produced and
Well,
filmed.
duh. Yeah.
The big budget. They have Vince in the trailer. They actually cover the General Grant case, but the top journalist that they chose to speak about the case, according to the trailer, is David Shoemaker from The Ringer, the bald
Of course
guy.
it is. Of course it is. The guy who does the
No,
WWE
I was-
podcast with Bill Simmons. Of course,
yeah,
that's the guy that they
yeah.
chose.
I was
Fuck
like,
this fucking company, man. God damn it. Fuck Netflix too. Just
yeah,
what we need, another
I
fucking puff piece. Like,
dude, I was, and he wasn't being nice to Vince, right? I will say that, but I once I started to see it, I was like, okay, they're actually covering it. I was thinking maybe it'd be a blip on the radar, but I didn't think that they would be advertising it in the trailer, and they did advertise in the trailer, so I got encouraged. And then I saw the bald dude, and I was like, bro, this guy's a clown. He is not a journalist. He is not a reporter. He is not a WWE historian. He is just
man.
he's a fan. And look, I get it. I get it. He's friends with Bill Simmons and he has a podcast on The Ringer. So they treat him like he's a somebody. But this guy doesn't have the knowledge base to be speaking on.
No.
He really just doesn't. And he doesn't have the integrity, right? Because he's not going to go all in on WWE. He just isn't.
No, man. I am of the mind that we're probably not going to hear anything about Ashley Massaro or Mel Phillips or Terry Garvin or any of these guys that, the real black eyes from this company over the years. I just don't think so. I think that I read Ringmaster, the book last year. It was all right. There's a lot of stuff in Vince's life that I can get why you'd want to make a documentary on him. But I mean, like, I just don't trust WWE's partner on
Yeah.
this. I don't trust Nick Khan. I don't trust any of these guys. I don't think you're going to get a truly fair portrait. It's going to be like Evan Husney and those, dark side guys who sold out to make Eric Bischoff happy for
So
reasons.
to have a truly fair representation of him and tell his story, you do have to say the good things. Like
Sure.
you do. Like there are good things. And I know that sucks to hear, but that like people are complicated.
Mhm.
And he is probably the most complicated individual, him and Benoit. It's like those two, right? I think you have to tell the good side. You have to have that side. But you also have to have the people who are independent of that company or it does not have their clause, the WWE clause in them, or not dependent on WWE giving them access to be able to speak freely and intelligently on the situation. That's why we have an independent press corps, right? That's why we need it. That's why we need Dave Meltzer. That's why we need John Pollock and Brandon Thurston.
Now, I get you not wanting to talk to Dave because Dave has been adversarial with the company for a long time, and there's a bunch of people that see Dave's name and immediately shut out because of the narrative surrounding Dave more than Dave himself. But there's no reason Brandon Thurston or John Pollock aren't part of this, like
Yeah,
a real reporter,
real
and
or
and
BJ.
or BJ would be a
Yeah,
good one too. So that's the problem right now is we have too many guys coming up in this business who want to play games like Fightful, right? They just want to play
yeah,
patty cake with the companies. They don't want to actually cover them. And like Sean will say, "Oh, I'm not a journalist." I'm like, "Oh, you guys do a lot of journalism over there for
yeah,
not being journalists."
yeah. SmackDown plans are not journalism.
No.
It's just you getting people hyped for SmackDown an hour before the show is on the air.
Mhm.
That's not journalism. That's PR. That's all that is. And
Mhm.
look, they're very successful, and I think Sean does a good job with
PR.
contract information, free agency, that type of stuff, and getting some details that some of us don't get. But I think the rest of them, it's just
They
like,
don't cover. They
yeah,
don't
they
cover
don't
them
cover.
hard. They don't cover them hard. They don't. They
Yeah.
refuse to like. They refuse to be tough. Like, well, like our audience doesn't want that. And it's like, well, fuck off. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say. Like, it
Yeah.
just when Dave's done, it's a sad day. It's a real sad day when Dave walks away. It's like
I
all that's
I
left is
think
Pollock and Thurston.
Yeah, I think Pollock and Thurston, they do such a really good job, and specifically Brandon Thurston because he has been called a shill for AEW. He's been called a shill for WWE,
Mhm.
and he's been called a hater of both companies. which tells me he's doing a very good job.
Absolutely.
And, yep, and earlier this week, it was reported, and I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but he actually got the turnstile count for All In and reported the number. And it was, I think it was like 48,000, something like that, 48,000, right? The turnstile count. He didn't put any context. He explained what the turnstile count means, but he just counted, right? He got the count and reported it. And AEW fans went ape shit on that guy, just like they did last year. He's fake news. He's lying. He's WWE. He's this. He's that. It's weird because wrestling fans, specifically in America, they love counting. They love to count to 10 in the ring. They love to count to 3. They love counting backwards from 10. But if you count how many people in the crowd, they get fucking obscene about it. It's wild.
It's because you can't go over 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So they can't comprehend anything over 10 sometimes.
When the number goes over 10, then all of a sudden it's like, well, number does not compute. Yeah, the wrestling fan. I mean, team sports again, they're stupid. Like, I'm so over the attendance conversations in general, and this is why I've kind of been off Twitter lately, because it's just I'm so tired of the same arguments and the same conversations and the tribalism, and it just freaking sucks, man. Like wrestling Twitter used to be a lot of fun, and it's in a lot of wrestling right now. It's just not a fun place to be.
We used to have really good conversations on wrestling Twitter. I thought anyway. I've met some like really cool people that I feel like I'm like good friends with like to this day through that. But man, it does get to be a little bit embarrassing sometimes. Hold on, as Io brought this up, and I just wanted to play this. Hold on, here's my president.
This weird obsession with crowd sizes.
All right, sorry.
Good. That's a good one.
Yeah, good. Not to get political. I need to have that as an audio drop. I gotta do that.
That's a good one. That's a good one because it is. I get so tired of litigating. I mean, yeah, should AEW be selling more tickets? Yes. Is their booking better than it was 6-7 months ago? Yes. Is it turned around? No. Is it going to? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I can't litigate the same points every freaking week.
It gets to be repetitive.
Totally.
Yeah.
I do. I find it boring. I find the whole attendance conversation to be boring at this point. I really do.
Especially, and I think King of the North in the chat has a good point. A non-WWE company had a 46,000 turnstile count for a show, and it's bad nowadays.
He's right.
It's one of the top 5. Like right now, it's probably behind the 2 days at WrestleMania and SummerSlam. It's probably going to be number 4 or 5 by the end of the year. That's pretty damn good.
Failure.
Yeah.
An absolute failure. I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I just, they did a good job. They did good business 2 years in a row. Did they sell as much as, I mean, they never were going to. WWF or WWE, excuse me, hasn't ran Wembley since SummerSlam 92.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, it was ballsy to run it a second time.
Right. Well, yeah. I think hopefully, like, I think that's the big lesson for Tony Khan is you probably shouldn't have done that. No. You probably should have waited. Like do like the Olympics, just like every 4 years or something like that. You probably didn't need to go back to back on that.
I hope they got that Australia show coming up. That should be a lot of fun. I don't know what they'll do for that business in Australia. I mean, like, you can travel to the UK from the US. That's like reasonable. I don't know if people are traveling to Australia, to go to a stadium show there. That's going to be a thing.
Yeah, the WWE shows have been pretty big there that they've done their stadium shows.
WWE though, like, I mean, like, I'm just being realistic. Like, I don't know what kind of a foothold AEW. I know I used to listen to an Australian AEW review show, but I mean, like, I don't know what kind of a foothold they have down there. It's interesting to me. I hope it works. I don't know.
Yeah,
I literally don't know.
I'm gonna get to this comment and then we're gonna move on from the topic. John Muse, buddy John Muse says we're gonna be hurt badly in the analysis and the history aspect when Dave walks away.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I kind of want Dave to be the old school Dave, where right now I think he's rating matches based on how they get over versus based on what he likes, and I want him to rate what he likes.
Yeah,
if we can get that message to him, like I know like he's legit given 5-star matches to matches he says he hated. Like,
Mhm.
no, just say you hate it and then give it a star rating that reflects that. Like, if the show sucks, say it sucks. Don't say that it got over. Like, you can say both things.
I mean, that's the old Dave just wouldn't do that. Like, this version of Dave is so focused on what the numbers tell him.
Yeah.
It's like just because something makes a lot doesn't mean it's good. Like, at no point, like Titanic was a terrible movie. Like, but I mean, it made a lot of money. Avatar is not a great movie, but it made a lot of money. They don't, I don't like real. This is why I don't really like this kind of side of things. I don't understand why we need to do that, to be honest with you. Like, if you didn't like the match, just say I didn't like the match. It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.